This is the CK888 mechanical keyboard and mouse combo from Chinese brand Motospeed, kindly supplied to me by Gearbest.com. This combo comes in at $50 which works out to be roughly 70 Aussie dollars, making it more expensive than the average combos available, but is it worth it? Let's find out. As always, let's start off with the tour, with the mouse being first. On the left hand side is leather looking texture located where your thumb sits, but unfortunately, despite looking grippy, my thumb still slides up the side of the mouse. On a side note, the two side buttons are positioned perfectly for me to reach without being able to mispress and have a sturdy actuation. On the right hand side is more of that awful plastic texturing to help with grip. Protruding at the front is a 1.8 meter rubberized cable with a large USB 2.0 connector that allows the mouse to connect at a 500Hz polling rate. The left and right mouse click buttons are easy to press, offering the perfect amount of resistance using Omron switches rated at 20 million clicks. In between those switches is the rubberized scroll wheel with somewhat defined steps but great actuation. Behind that is the nearly too far back to press DPI button that allows you to change the DPI to one of 4 preset amounts that are 800 represented by red, 1000 which is blue, 1600 which is green, or 2400 which is purple, according to their website, as the box has different values on it. I knew straight away these DPI values were incorrect, so I tested them on a DPI analyzer website and found blue is actually 1600, green is 3200, and purple is 4800, so I'm not sure what is going on there. On the palm area is the Motospeed logo, which looks like a panther head. Underneath are two large Teflon feet that do a great job of allowing the mouse to glide unhindered. In the middle is the Avago PMW 3050 optical sensor, which is a good entry-level sensor. All around the mouse are lighting zones, but unfortunately the only effect is fading in and out of the selected DPI's colour, which is disappointing. Size-wise, the mouse is 122mm long, 59mm wide, and 35mm high, putting this mouse on the larger side. Weight-wise, this mouse is a whopping 113 grams, which is considered quite heavy for a lot of gamers. Build quality is outstanding, with a solid body, and the only rattling being from the scroll wheel itself. The top of the mouse is coated in soft touch rubber, which does a decent job of hiding skin oil residue. The body shape is symmetrical, making this mouse usable for both left and right-handed users, which is great to see. Moving on to the keyboard now, it has a brushed metal plate covering the top of the keyboard, which adds some nice character to the board. All the keycaps are black with a futuristic style font which is legible without being over the top. Under the keycap is an out emu blue mechanical switch, which has many similarities to a cherry blue, although it is a louder clicky switch which requires medium to hard actuation with a cherry compatible stem, meaning you can swap the keycaps out if you don't like them. These keys feature full N key rollover, so no keys will be missed. Here is a typing test to hear these switches in action. By holding down the function key located to the right of the spacebar allows you to access the alternative functions for the F1 through to 8 keys, which are various media controls, with F9 through to 12 being quick launch functions. The alternative for the home button is macro recording, which can be bound to either insert or delete. The Windows button can also be locked using the function key, which can be helpful when gaming. Print screen turns the backlighting off, while insert will change the lighting to one of 9 effects, while the delete will either change the colour or the direction of the effect. Arrow up or down will increase or decrease the brightness, while left and right will speed up or slow down the effect. The number 1 key's lighting will illuminate most keys mostly common use in FPS games, while 2 will change the keys used for crossfire. 3 will light up common Call of Duty keybinds, with 4 lighting up League of Legends keys and 5 lighting up racing keybinds. Speaking of lighting, the effects on offer are a solid colour, which can be changed to red, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, purple, or white, using the delete key, fading in and out of a single colour, transitioning between the 7 preset colours, type lighting, pulsing, snaking illumination, type burst lighting, and proximity type lighting, or wave. Moving to the back of the keyboard, there are 2 rubber feet at the bottom with 2 thin strips of plastic at the top. There are also 2 large pop-out feet with rubber attached to the bottom to angle the keyboard for a more comfortable typing experience. The cord is also rubberized and 1.8 meters in length with the same large USB 2.0 connector attached at the end. There is no extended bottom piece or wrist rest included, so you may start to feel strain after a few hours of gaming or typing. Size-wise, the keyboard is 438mm long, 119mm wide, and 30mm high with the feet extended. Weight-wise, it comes in at a fairly light 765 grams, which is not bad at all. Now with the boring specs are out of the way, let's move on to some testing. The first test is sensor recognition height, which is tested by slowly lowering the mouse towards the mouse mat until the sensor is recognised, with closer to the mat being ideal. Unfortunately, this is a fail, as the sensor was recognised quite high up, meaning people who lift their mouse to reposition might struggle to aim because of this issue. The next test is sensor prediction, which is tested by trying to draw a straight line in paint and see if the sensor unnaturally corrects the line to try and make it seem straighter than I was drawing it. Unfortunately, this is another fail, as the sensor corrected the line for me. Sensor skipping is up next, which is tested by drawing a continuous spiral and seeing if there are any breaks within the image, meaning the sensor has skipped over that section of the drawing. Thankfully, this is a pass, as the sensor continually tracked the spiral. The final mouse-only test is acceleration, which is tested by sharply dragging your mouse straight up and down and side to side and watching for increases or decreases in the cursor's movement speed. Unfortunately, there does seem to be a small amount present, but is very minute, so I'm going to call that a pass. In-game testing is next, where I decided to play some Fortnite as it provides a nice mixture of fast-paced aiming as well as a lot of keyboard shortcuts to build and maneuver effectively. This combo performed great without me observing any real issues the entire play session. In conclusion, this combo is actually worth the price if you do want to use a bit better than office peripherals to game on. The keyboard is fantastic, but I would eventually swap the mouse out for something better if you were to take your gaming more seriously and really wanted to hone in your aim. For $50 this combo is at least worth your consideration, and if you do decide to go ahead and purchase it from Gearbest, the link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing for more reviews and other content in the future. If you have a suggestion, question or criticism, leave a comment, and thank you very much for watching.